The first question that I want to ask you, even though the courts today said that there is no precedence, or this will not set a precedence, but what could it legally mean for the Aam Aadmi Party leaders who are in jail in the same case, the likes of Manish Sisodia or even an Arvind Kejriwal?
Well, according to me, the way it is reported that the bail was granted because the ED did not protest. Now, that's a little dangerous because it looks as if ED is controlling the Supreme Court. That's number one. Number two, in such kind of cases, if you see the bail provision, bail should have been granted on day one. And these are not cases, these are all cases where the bail is being denied on the allegation that the person is not cooperating with the investigation. Under Article 20, subclause 3, it's, every individual, every citizen has the fundamental right of remaining silent. So non-cooperation per itself, per se, can't be a ground for denying bail to somebody. So according to me, these are cases where bail should have been granted from the beginning itself. And it's now that it has been granted in the case of Sanjay Singh, I think that every other AAP leader who has been in jail for this same transaction should also be entitled to get bail as a ground of parity.
Mr. Singh, we're going to come down to that, especially on the observation made on the case of no money found or no money trail. But Sanjay Hegde, I want to get you in on this. There seems to be, a narrative that suggests that the ED did not oppose the bail in court today. Did that actually happen? Because the lawyer did want to argue the case in the beginning and then came back and said that it's a peculiar situation and did not oppose it. What really went down? Can you explain this for our viewers?
Well, what went down was that there was questioning by the court. And in the remarks which have been reported by various legal portals, the judge asked the ED, you've kept him in custody for 6 months. Dinesh Arora had not implicated him initially. Later on in a statement he does, no money has been recovered. The trace of money is not there because it was long back. Fact of the matter is money has not been recovered. And it said that, look, if we make observations under Section 45 of the PMLA, that prima facie no case is made out, then that will affect you in the trial. So basically, the court put the ED lawyers in a spot by some very effective questioning. And that is when the ASG possibly took instructions and came back and said that, look, in this case, please grant bail without making it a precedent, and we concede as far as bail is concerned. So therefore, you don't have to go into the other parts, other questions that you've asked. So the ED basically decided to mitigate the damage it could have suffered to its main case by saying that in this particular case, grant bail. The other cases, we can take individual decisions later whether to fight or not fight. But this is a huge step forward in the case, and I do think that the Delhi government officials who are in custody have some cause to hope.
Okay. I'm going to come back to you, Sanjay Hegde. I want to pull in Vikas Singh back into this conversation. Vikas Singh, even though there would be, what would be the legal implications? Because the Supreme Court said very clearly that this will not set precedents. But in the same time, quote unquote, the Supreme Court said that the fact of the matter is that there was no money recovered. What does it actually mean for the Aam Aadmi Party and those leaders who are still inside jail in the same case where the money trail constantly keeps coming up?
Well, I don't understand what is the significance of saying it's not a precedent. Every case is a case by itself. It can't be cited. It can only be cited as a matter of precedent if it's laying down some rule of law. So granting bail to suggesting per se can't be a precedent. But if there is no money trail found, that is something which will be common to all. That can't be said to be exclusive to Sanjay Singh. So whoever are having the same kind of factual scenarios should be able to get bail by virtue of parity only. Although, as I said earlier, they were not. They should have been granted bail in the very first instance. They should not be behind bars. It's a different matter to keep somebody inside jail after conviction, because after conviction, everybody is the same. Every person is the same as far as law is concerned. But as a arrest prior to conviction or during the trial process, I think these were not cases where arrest should have taken place at all.